Hello, my camera is working again. I figured it out. But I didn't disable the camera. I believe my hackers did, my haters did. They did disable the camera. I have no idea why. To get me upset, I guess, but whatever. I wanted to make a video in the garden because we have wind from Hawaii, and that wind has to come through the entire Pacific Ocean, and it picks up some cold wind on the way as well, so I can't sit here obviously in a bikini. That doesn't allow the temperatures to go up to that degree. But it is mild. It's like, I would say it's about 60 degrees, which is great. We've already had it like 30 degrees or maybe 40 something. It felt like 30 degrees Fahrenheit just a week ago. So, and then it heated up again, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm always grateful when the weather gets warmer. Always appreciate that infinitely much when the blue God sends us warm wind. And sometimes at the other house there is even more of an unpredictable weather pattern, and sometimes there are actual heat streams of wind coming through, and sometimes in the middle of the winter it gets 80 degrees for 3 days. Very strange. I've never seen anything like this before. That would never happen in Germany. So, but this is a pivotal type of wind vortex here and at the other house, but even more at the other house. So, very interesting. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Al Capone. I like Al Capone. I'm very deeply physically attracted to Al Capone. And yes, Al Capone died somewhere in the 40s, I guess, during the Second World War. He was imprisoned many times. He was a mafia man. He was a gangster. And I was never really interested until I actually saw his photo. I was like, whoa, oh my gosh, that's like 100% my dream man appearance. But obviously I don't want to get someone like that who is a gangster. So anyone who looks like Al Capone and today and is a gangster, I would have to stay away from that person. Obviously, I can't be getting together with a criminal or a mafia person, particularly. My parents have known, they were friends with the mafia man, but they didn't know that he was involved with the mafia. That came out much later. And then they didn't connect with him ever again because they were just too afraid. People are afraid, once they, peace and love, once they find out, that's a mafia man, I better stay far away because, you don't want to get in any way associated or involved with the mafia. I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing to do with politics also, in the sense of taking anyone's side. Gangsterism is always, politics is gangsterism. Really, it really is. Any kind of gangsterism is war. It is taking someone's side, taking this side over the other. Competition sports is gangsterism, So Al Capone had his gang. He grew up like this. He grew up in New York, and that is what he knew. He didn't know anything else. He thought this is how the world works. You're either part of that gang or whatever. You don't have friends, or you're in danger or something. When in fact, as Jiddu Krishnamurti pointed out many times, you are much safer if you don't take any sides, ever. You're much safer, you're much better off, but most people, and particularly boys, they want to be, they grow up, they want to join some kind of group or some kind of popular society or something. They want to be part of something. They feel like those are their homies, and they can rely on them, and they protect them or something. But it is a war type of situation. Okay, that's why I strongly advise people not to get mixed up with a gang or with any kind of social group that singles themselves out or singles other people out, or shuns other groups or other people. So that's not the right approach to existence, obviously. But Al Capone caught my eye literally because he is very, very good looking and gorgeous, and he is just very, very physically attractive to me. And that is exactly it's like the prototypical physical image of the man I'm attracted to. And there are other men I'm attracted to that are no longer in the physical, no longer in that form. They may have come back in other forms. So David Foster Wallace, for sure, was someone I am very attracted to, but I didn't hear about him until after he had committed suicide, because then that was all over the news and all over the internet. And that's when I even first time got in touch with his literature, with the books he had written. And I think I'd heard the name before, but I wasn't really introduced to his work. So yeah, and then I saw his photo and I thought, oh wow, gorgeous man. And that would have been a man that was very kind also, and very loving. So I don't know Al Capone, so I can't really make a judgment. I can only go by what I heard, the stories that people tell about him, that he was a gangster, that he had people killed. He never did it himself, but he paid others to kill people. And he paid entire SWAT teams to kill people. And so that's obviously a very war-oriented person, and that is not the type of character I want to hang out with. Character, personality, mind state. So I don't want a boyfriend with the mind state like that, with a dualistic mind state, with a war type of mind state. I don't want that. No. So I want to live my life in peace. I just wanted to say that is the physique, that is the physical appearance that I am attracted to. So now you know 100% for sure what I like. I like men that are very, very strong built, like a draft horse, big bones, big face, pumpkin face, big mouth, physically big mouth, not mentally big mouth, physically big pouty lips. I think that's beautiful. So he was Italian, obviously. I guess Italian Jewish, gorgeous. They look gorgeous. And they're also super, super intelligent. But yeah, a lot of them are gangsters. A lot of them are Machiavellian. Okay. A lot of them are kind of shysters and tricksters and scam artists. And that is a personality I don't like. So this is a tricky situation for me because I walked through life and the men that are really, really, really nice and sweet. I mean, they looked also okay, but they weren't totally my type physically. But then they were my type mentally. So it was always tricky, And then I would find someone who I think is hotter, like Al Capone, and then promptly there is a catch with that appearance as well. It seems like that appearance also comes with the package of dualistic thinking, war type of thinking, criminal type of thinking, narcissistic, Machiavellian, sociopathic type of thinking, or psychopathic thinking. So yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, obviously. It's nice to be here in the garden. I really enjoy this. This is a wonderful atmosphere, and I wanted to share that with people. Share that with Sandy, this wonderful atmosphere here, because it's really, really, really mind calming and healing and wonderful. As wonderful as the beautiful video clips that you sent me, and the beautiful harp music, and those are beautiful things, and you know, your mind knows what you need, what you really need. There's a lot of people, most people, and now just in terms of women alone, let's not even talk about the men, so I've already talked about that ad nauseum. But women, there's a lot of women, I don't know, probably the majority of women that don't even know what they really want, what their bodies really need. So, but you and I, we know, okay, so we may be attracted to someone like someone who's a bit narcissistic, but deep down we know that's off limits. It's, I don't know exactly if that applies to you, but a lot of us, I'm just saying, a lot of us women are attracted to a man physically who then does not meet the mental abilities, the personality of kindness and all of that. So, but you and I, we know what our bodies need. We need calmness, we need peace, we need animals, we need nature, we need harp music, piano music, Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, good music, Chopin, I can't do. Frédéric Chopin. So, and Pierres Japonica and Pierre de Jardin. There's actually a fashion designer that has that name, I think, Pierre Jardin. So I knew I had heard that before, so that's why I thought Pierre Japonica, that's the perfect translation for that name, Pierre Jardin. I think that's a beautiful person, beautiful mentally, beautiful soul. I don't know how he looks like, so. But yeah, I like Al Capone, the way he looks like. You probably don't like him. I don't know. You seem to be more attracted to someone who is very, very noble looking, like Stan Laurel. Yeah, those are cool people. But no, I'm not attracted to Stan Laurel or someone who is skinny or noble looking for some reason. I don't know why that is. It's always been like this in my life, you know. So someone who is like tall and skinny and has a noble face and very nice person to hang out with, but not physical attraction. So it's very sad. It's a sad situation. You know, when we're attracted to someone. I don't know if this has to do with emotional pain, or if it's getting really dark now, or if it is, let's see here if I can make this a little bit lighter. I don't know, this it just makes me look even more ghostly with black rings under my eyes. I brought a little bit light in from the computer. But I don't want to go in the house. It's so nice here. I absolutely love being here in the garden. It feels so good. It's not raining now. The wind is warm. It feels good. So I already have rings under my eyes, but if I show myself like that, then it looks even worse. I don't need to make it look worse than it already is. So. But yeah, this is what it is. I don't want to make a too long video about this. So there's not that much really to discuss. It's just that my boyfriend preferences don't meet my mental needs, obviously. And that's very sad, and I don't know. Again, I don't know exactly how Al Capone was domestically in his Florida home with his wife, beautiful Irish wife, and they had kids together, but he cheated on her. He had a brothel, and he would have sex with hookers. He caught syphilis, and I believe that's what he died from, just as Friedrich Nietzsche did. But Friedrich Nietzsche was the John. Al Capone was the pimp. So the kind Friedrich Nietzsche, who was so weird, he could not attract a girlfriend. The only girlfriend that ever dated him, I think, was Lou Andreas Salome, a very independent woman. He wanted to marry her, and she wanted to stay free. That was one of the pioneer feminists. And that made him mad, and then they didn't get along, and they had fights, and they wrote each other mean letters and all of that. And the end result was he had to, for his sexual needs, he ended up going to Brussels. He caught syphilis, and it dissolved his brain in the same unfolding speed and manner and pattern of his own philosophical development, actually, because he constantly underwent some philosophical epiphanies and all of that, and towards the end the dissolution of self literally happened in congruence with the dissolution of his brain from syphilis. And so it was like this gradual process where people wouldn't know where is the dissolution of ego in his philosophical development, his psychological development, and where does the syphilis degradation come in? Where does the syphilis begin, and where does the psychological development end? I don't think you can draw the line there. I think it went literally hand in hand. So epiphanies and the syphilis, it's amazing. That is really truly amazing. So his Last Supper in the Zarathustra, he depicted himself as the donkey, the clown, the animal clown, the donkey in the middle, surrounded by his good disciples that stuck with him. Zarathustra in the fairy tale, he thought he would never find anyone to listen to him, but then he did. Gradually he picked up someone here and there, and they listened, and they stayed with him, and they remained a family. So the Last Supper was like really the Last Supper in the Zarathustra. It was all about hedonism. It was about the meaning of life, which is joy, and togetherness. It's a beautiful book. I highly recommend it to people. And don't take yourself so seriously. That was the message behind it. So I don't know about Al Capone, whether I don't think Al Capone could let go and let himself become the clown. I don't know about that. I don't know very much about him. Maybe he had something like that too. But anyone who thinks in dualistic terms is probably most likely not going to let go of the pride and saving face and all of that, this terminology of gangsterism. So they're probably not going to let go of self-importance. So yeah, but he too, he was finally brought to Alcatraz, I think is the prison in San Francisco that is out in the ocean. And he died there from syphilis. So at a young age, I think he was in his 40s. So he was still good looking, And someone like Al Capone, it wouldn't matter how old he gets, he will always be attractive to me, always. No matter how old he gets, he could be someone who looks like that. If he becomes 80, I'm still attracted to him. So, and to me, that's important. That it's really important because I'm an artist. I'm a very visual person. So for me, it's important to have this visual affinity to a man. It's very important. And other people may not agree. They may not think that is what they particularly find attractive, or that may not tie in. They may not find him very elegant looking, or they think, what a pancake face, or oh, what, did someone punch him in the mouth? Is his mouth swollen? No, that is what Mama Nicola likes. Yeah. So particularly. So yeah. It's already very difficult to find someone who is kind-hearted, and then find someone who's kind-hearted and puts up with my shenanigans and with my mental illness and all of that, and someone who on top of all of this looks like Al Capone. I think the chances to find someone like that is probably astronomically unreal. Like an astronomical Stargate alien spaceship Galactica coming down here right now from above, coming down here, straight down here in front of me, with Al Capone type of alien stepping out and saying, "Give me your hand, my dear. Let me take you with me to Stargate Galactica, planet Love Abundance, where I am from, and we can live there happily ever after." So it is wishful thinking, and it's okay too. So anyway, peace and love.